distinguished civil society group, special guests, maybe to stand up the already established protocol. Well, as you say, I'm supposed to restrict myself to key findings and recommendations. But before I start, I just want to say that this project started in 2006, and we in CIRDDOC got involved in 2008. And since then, we've had since 2008, we had 4 subjects on Nigeria. We've even gone further down, to step it down to the subnational, because we found that this is a very nice project and very apt for Nigeria. And we carried out in 2011 a pilot project on 15 states of Nigeria. We did the survey in 15 states of Nigeria. The report came out in 2012. Now we have completed a survey of the 36 states of Nigeria, and that subnational budget transparency survey results will be published or will be launched in Abuja at Charity Hotel on the 30th of this month. And you're all invited. Nigeria OBI 2015 score for Nigeria is 24 out of 100, which is about half the global average score of 45 for the 102 countries surveyed. Nigeria's score indicates that the government provides the public with scant information on the central government budget and financial activities assessed by the survey. This makes it visually possible for citizens to hold the government accountable for its management of the public's money, Nigeria's OBI score essentially remained the same from 2008, with only slight improvement in 2015. Among other West African countries included in the survey, Nigeria scored lower than Sierra Leone, Ghana, Liberia, and Sao Tome. As you can see, the overall score 24 out of 100. But let us see how Nigeria compares to its neighbors. You can see Sierra Leone scored 52, Ghana 51, Liberia 38, Sao Tome 29, and Nigeria 24. We only did better than the Equatorial. Go ahead. The open budget, as you heard from Elena, also considers the 3 pillars of budget accountability ecosystem. So here are the scores by Nigeria. The first is on transparency, which we scored 24. On public participation, the government does not provide the public with opportunities to engage in the budget process. As we all know, well, I don't know how much I know about the government's discussion with the people, is what they call stakeholder forum, which they used to hold under the previous administration. But for a long time now, we've not had it. Even the ZBB that is being introduced, civil society is still expecting some exchanges with the government or briefly from the government. And the last I know of the government trying to talk with the people or explain to people what they're doing was doing the Soludos area when they went around the zones consulting with the people. I hope that this government will bring it in this time, and before any budget is done, go around the zones and let the people have their own input to the budget. Under budget oversight, which we have 2 sections, legislative oversight and auditor general oversight. We scored 67, which is very good under the legislative oversight, because, as we know, the laws of Nigeria, the Constitution grants House all authority to go through the budget, do what they want to do with the budget, and finally approve the budget. And the Senate, the Assembly too, has been doing a lot to look into the budget, even though everything is not as we say it. Because I remember the last budget, the Senate passed it, the Senate, the budget was going to the Senate floor. I wouldn't say that it took them 24 hours to study the budget. The House was the only part of the parliament that spent some time with the budget, but at least that gave us the law, and eventually the budget was passed. As for the audit, you can see we scored 50, but I don't think we scored 50 with all due respect to our guests from the audit department. It's not because of they didn't score 50 because we know what they're doing. They scored 50 because under this we also consider the legal provisions in the Constitution. If you read the Constitution, they have all the legal provisions that empower them to audit in Nigeria. But I don't know if they are given enough money to do that. That's a different kettle of fish. So, now let's go to transparency scores over the 5 surveys, which we are done from 2006 to 2015. Nigeria started with 20, a score of 20, and since then we started with 90. For the first time, the country tried to fare a little bit better this year. That's why we can see we scored 24. Next. If you look at this table, this is the reason why the table looks the way it looks. If you look at these are the 8 key budget documents that the federal government is supposed to produce and publish. But if you look at this table, you see that green shows those documents that are published. Yellow shows the documents that are published for internal use only. So we don't see them, but civil servants see them. The red shows those that are not produced or published very late. Because if you publish a budget document that they're supposed to release probably in in October or November, to enable citizens to read what you are proposing and be able to contribute. You publish it in January, it's already useless because the budget is supposed to be approved in January. So if you look at this table now, you see that pre-budget statement, which in Nigeria is the fiscal strategy paper or MF. This is what happened. In 2006 we produced and published. In 2008 we published only for internal use. Then in 2010 and 12 we published again. But 2015 we published very, very late. That's why it shows that we didn't publish. We have been consistent with executive budget proposal and enacted budget. We have been consistent with it. But I know that the reason why we've been consistent is that if you look at the enacted budget, for instance, if the enacted budget depends on when the budget proposal was sent into the parliament and how long it took them to release it. And when they release it, how early did they publish it after approval? That's why we're consistent. But if we are to be rigid with timing and say that because our financial year starts from January, that if you don't publish the enacted budget by February, it's late. I'm sure all would have been read, maybe. So don't be confused if I say that we are consistent in releasing these documents. So if you see, we have citizens' budget. We published for 2 years. I mean, we didn't publish for 2 years. After our pressure on Ogobu, we published one. Again, we went to sleep. I don't know what happened. But last year again, they produced one. and so on and so forth. Where we have serious problem is the media review. If you look at the budget side of Nigeria, you will never see this media review. And you know that the essence of media review is to help the civil society, the country, citizens, and any organization that is involved in budget work to be able to assess the government and see how far they have performed each way. And for the government itself, this is the time to look at the budget you prepare for 12 months, to know whether you can finish it or you need to review the numbers. So you can see it's been a private property of government only. The same thing we hear in report, which is the Accountant General's report. But lately,